Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ryan's Travels. My name is Ryan, and before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. We know how that all works. But today, I want to talk about nomad concerns. Just a few of the concerns before I started becoming a digital nomad per se, or not location dependent, let's call that, or location independent, as some people like to say. There are a couple of things that went through my mind when looking through the reconciliation of whether I wanted to actually leave my home and travel around or what. So I'm going to go through just three of these today, and there's many concerns, but these are three that I think I came up with pretty quickly. The first one's going to be, how will I get what I need? So living in America and coming to Thailand or any other places, I live on Amazon, and that's not always available everywhere we go. There are import fees and taxes and all kinds of other things that become very difficult when trying to get stuff from Amazon. So I need to find out, how do I get other items? So in Thailand, they actually have what's called Lazada, which is not as good as Amazon, but it pretty much does the same thing. It's a much more dumbed down version. But if you do need some items, they will be able to deliver them here. It takes a little longer. It's not like Amazon Prime where they can get you here like boom right away. You'll have to have a little bit of patience, but you can get those items. Another one of my concerns that I had was getting medications. So I'm on a number of medications because I'm older and I try to keep my health up, and it's just the way things are. Some medications are not legal in other countries. And, I've seen many other videos, like if you travel to Japan, you can't take, certain, drugs because you can go to jail. That's another video. I'm not going to get into it. Amphetamines, like Adderall, stuff like that, that are easily able to get prescribed in the United States, are illegal in most Asian countries, not all of them. Maybe a few you can get around, but they're for the most part illegal. There's many other ones that are illegal as well, or just hard to get, or you can't get them here. That was another concern that I had too. This makes it very hard because some of the medications, I actually go home for them, to be quite honest. After a year of being here, a year and a half, there's really no way to get around it. You can ship it here, but it takes a long time. I'll get to that next. But it is a genuine concern. If you do have medications that you need to take, I would check before you travel if you can get them, where you're going to be going, if you're going to be going for long periods of time. I anticipated actually being here or wherever, traveling all the time and never coming home. That did not seem to happen due to visa issues and many other issues that do actually come up. I did have to go home. I ended up going home every 3 months anyway, back to the United States. So I still do go back, or my boys come out here. But medications is definitely a concern. And then, like, I want to touch on again, the importing of items. Now, I'm not just talking about medications. I'm talking about anything. It is extremely hard, and you can actually see, I believe I have another video about this on my channel, about the ripoff of how much it costs to import something, the amount of money and duties that you have to pay, how long it takes. I mean, it takes literally like a couple weeks to get here. Even if you were to do like some kind of FedEx overnight, doesn't happen. They'll get it here, but it'll sit in customs forever. So that is also a genuine concern. If you have patience, that's fine. There's a small network of people like I talk to that are my friends, that if I know they're going back to the US, I'll ask them to bring something back for me. And that's usually the easiest way to do things. Now, number two, safety. Being a new nomad a year ago and, leaving the United States and be like, oh my God, I'm gonna travel all over. Safety is definitely a concern. Some of the things that I did was I pre-set up contacts in case of emergency. So if someone had to get a hold of somebody, they could see it in my phone relatively easily without getting any other data in my phone. I also created a Dropbox, and I have a Dropbox, but what I did is I created a folder in Dropbox that had all of my pertinent information, so everybody would know where I was at, what I was doing. And if there's something like, let's say I got arrested for some weird reason, right? I'm in some weird country and I get arrested. To be able to talk to the embassies or anything else, you need to have certain forms filled out by certain people. It's kind of like a HIPAA, kind of like a medical release or a release to obtain information. So I just made sure I had those available for those people that knew that if I was gone or in trouble or something, they would be able to talk to the embassy or whomever else and give information out. On the embassy tip, I would also say it's always a good practice to go to the US Embassy website whenever I travel somewhere. Now, I've been in Thailand for about a year now, back and forth. I haven't really traveled around much after. I've been to Japan, Singapore, and other places quickly, but I haven't really stayed anywhere else for a long amount of time. But when I do travel, the U.S. Embassy does know that I am registered here. So it's good because if there's some sort of political unrest, or in some, so you go to Africa or wherever, Israel, for example, now, they will give you actual notices and SMS messages as to what's going on, where to stay away from, and what's going on. So that's a pretty good idea to go ahead and do that as well. The number three concern that I had was reconciling visiting family. Now, I don't miss my family really that much all the time. At least I didn't think I did. But then once you leave and you become very far from home, you start thinking about stuff like that. You know, you're in cities all by yourself. Yes, you're discovering all kinds of really cool things, meeting all kinds of cool people. But I've been at home for 48, 47, 46 years. So, you know, it's interesting because when you're at home, you know, staying in touch is not a big deal because it's easy to lose touch with people because you know, oh, they're just a block away or they're not that far away. They're around you, right? So you don't really think much about it. There's no reason to really call these people if you're going to see them. At least that's the way I've been. Call me lackadaisical. It is what it is. But what's interesting now is that now that I am gone, I actually do make time. I do talk to my kids, and I do talk to my mother and my father and my stepmother, and you know, whoever I need to talk to. I make time, and I usually just put a time in my calendar at the proper time zone because my mother's on Eastern Standard Time, my dad and stepmom are on Arizona time, and so obviously I can't call at 2 o'clock in the afternoon here because it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Cleveland and it's, you know, midnight in Arizona. So I need to, you know, start calling at like midnight at nighttime to make sure that they're up and have my time. You know, I don't really have to visit my family. I talk to them. That's how I kind of keep us close. Our relationships are actually kind of better now that I do this. And when I do go home, I'll usually like send my mother like a plane ticket because I'll never go to Cleveland because I hate it. There's nothing there. But I will fly my mom out to Arizona to see me while I'm there, and then I can kind of get everybody in one fell swoop, and it even makes it easier, to be quite honest, and more efficient. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Again, touching on how will I get what I need, safety, and reconciling time with family. I hope these are valid concerns for you too, or if you're thinking about them, that's great. Maybe these answers help you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Please don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. Also, if there's a particular topic you'd like me to tackle and discuss on here, please don't hesitate to put it in the comment section. Have a great day.